What's up, everybody? I thought I'd take a couple of minutes just to address the current situation with Sadio Mane. I'm sure many of you will have seen the rumours on social media linking Sadio Mane with a potential move to Bayern Munich this coming summer. So, where did these stories come from? Is there any truth to it? And what can we expect to happen? I'm going to do my best with the information that I've been able to gather today to fill in the blanks, or as many blanks as I can. So, where did the story initially come out? Let's start there. I believe it was Florian Plettenberg who initially said that Sadio Mane's representative had met with a representative of Bayern Munich. I think it was Salihamidzic, with the potential of Liverpool's attacker moving there in the summer. Now, why would Bayern Munich be interested? I probably hear many of you asking at home. They've got Gnabry, they've got Sané, they've got many good young up and coming forwards. Well, I think most likely the interest is going to come because it looks like Robert Lewandowski is refusing to sign a contract extension at Bayern Munich. His current contract, I believe, has one more year to run in it, but it looks like it's an open secret that he wants to move to Barcelona, and that certainly it looks like Barcelona will be more than happy to have Robert Lewandowski there. And who wouldn't? Lewandowski's a great player, but how do we link this all together with Liverpool, and is there any truth to it? I guess the truth to it part, yes. I've said to you guys before, I don't have many contacts in the world of football. Certainly not high level stuff like Fabrizio Romano or others, but I do occasionally have the ability to reach out to people, and I've always said that the two countries best placed for me are Germany and Spain. So once today I read that Christian Falk has now confirmed that the interest in Lewandowski is certainly there and that he won't be renewing his contract, and that Sadio Mane's representatives had spoken to Bayern Munich, according to Christian Falk. So what can we glean from that? Well, most likely that Bayern Munich are looking at Sadio Mane as a replacement for Robert Lewandowski. I'm sure that they would have liked to try to bring in Haaland. That didn't work out for them, or at least they weren't able to match Manchester City's package, or the attractive nature of Manchester City, maybe with Haaland having had his dad play there when he was younger. So that's, I think, where this will all tie in together. Now, from our perspective, we don't want to lose Sadio Mane as Liverpool fans. Some of you guys who've been watching the channel for a while might remember me saying over the coming months that if I'm Sadio Mane, I can certainly feel a little bit annoyed by the fact that everything has been around Mohamed Salah's contract extension at Liverpool. And I think Sadio Mane, I'm not saying by the club, but I think Sadio Mane's future has been glossed over a little bit. And that's understandable because the focus has been on Mohamed Salah and Liverpool fans, and certainly the club hoping that we could get Mo tied down to a new deal. But that doesn't escape the fact that Sadio's in the exact same situation as is Bobby Firmino, as is Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, all with 1 year remaining, or believed to be 1 year remaining on the Liverpool contract. So I've always said I could understand if Mane felt a little bit slighted by the club, or if he felt a little bit annoyed by all the focus being on Mo. Now, Sadio won't publicly act up. Why would he? He's an absolute gent. He's a proper professional, and I think he's undervalued. I think he's undervalued by so many people, and I include some Liverpool fans in that. And look, have I said at times that Sadio Mane's form has dipped? Yes, but again, it's form. It will come back around. Nobody's ever said that the man is finished. But I am starting to get very worried because we're going into a summer now where our players are available, players who are at the very, very peak of world football, players who are about to play in a Champions League final, players, the third Champions League final in 5 years, players who are, on the verge of a potential treble this season with Liverpool, and certainly will have played every game possible. Kloppo and Liverpool we've assembled an unbelievable, I say we, like I'm part of it there, but forgive me for that. We've assembled an unbelievable group, and it's no surprise that with 1 year left on his contract and with 1 year left on Salah's contract, that clubs will be looking at them. I've said this for the longest time. I think it is a very big game of chicken that FSG are playing. Now, Sadio Mane is the one that I've always felt I could understand if he felt a little bit slighted, if he felt a little bit, not unloved, but a little bit like second fiddle. This man is second fiddle to nobody. Look at what he's done this year. He's stepped up to the number 9 role when Klopp's put him through the centre and reinvented himself to a degree. He's won the AFCON with his country, Senegal, for the first time. He's qualified to the World Cup with Senegal as well. He's had a brilliant, brilliant campaign, but always It seems to be, and it's probably because, maybe Salah's a bigger star in world football, but all the headlines, all the talk, unless it's about a rivalry between Sadio Mane and Mo, it's mainly been about Mo. And we're all guilty of that. I'm certainly guilty of that as a Liverpool fan and a Liverpool fan channel, because it is the big story, Mohamed Salah, a lot of the time. But for me, this is very worrying this week. Now, if you're asking me for my gut view on this, do I think Sadio Mane stays at Liverpool Football Club? I think ultimately, yes. I don't know how much of this is me believing that Jurgen Klopp signing a new contract, and the fact that we've heard, without any doubt, that one of Jurgen Klopp's top priorities was to get the lads tied down to new deals. We'd seen James Milner's name, we'd seen Salah's name, and we'd seen Mane's name and Naby as well, as ones that Jurgen Klopp wants to get resolved. But don't forget, there's a little bit of previous here as well. We did take Thiago from Bayern Munich in a very, very similar circumstance. He had 1 year left on his contract. He wasn't not feeling the love by Bayern because they had given him a contract offer, but he wanted a new challenge. And I don't know what way Sadio's head is at, but I did reach out to people in Germany, and I've said to you guys before, Germany and Spain are probably the two places I'm best to get any little bits of information I can. And the interest seems to be genuine in Sadio Mane from Bayern Munich. So that comes down to, what do the club do next? What do Liverpool do? Well, we've heard that contract renewals are being put on hold until the summer. There's two trains of thought on this. There are people who think it's the right thing because it would stop a distraction and, allow the lads to focus on the cup finals and stuff like that. For me, my humble opinion, and look, for what it's worth, I think it's a mistake. I think that it puts more power in the hands of the players' representatives and the players whose contracts are going into the last year. And I think July the 1st is usually the time when football contracts run out. So I don't want our boys going, even if it is July 12th, into the last year of their contract. I've read everything I could read on this from as many places as I could, particularly around the Mohamed Salah part. And everything I've read, or any agent, no matter what level, and most of the agents that I would, have the ability to speak to would be lower level agents. I'm the first one to admit that. I don't get the Fabrizio Romano type gossip, but you do hear little bits and pieces. And any agent I've spoken to or read commenting on the situation says the longer the situation goes on, the stronger the hand of the players are, because quite frankly, Liverpool could face losing Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah for nothing. The players, whilst we think they're as romanticised and as in love with the club as we all are, and perhaps they are, they still have careers to look after and they still have lives to live, and they will no doubt be having their heads turned or potentially turned by all kinds of offers. Paris Saint-Germain could be in the lookout for a forward this summer. Real Madrid could be on the lookout if they don't get Kylian Mbappe, or even if they do, they could be on the lookout. And many other clubs, will be on the lookout for quality players. And this is a summer where 3 of Liverpool's forwards are available for probably half of their value if they are to be sold, because of that 1 year left. It's a big thing. It is a big, big thing. And 1 year to go on a contract, people can say don't sweat it and stuff like that. It worries me. It very much worries me, because the players could, if they so wished, run their Liverpool contracts down and they could leave on a free next summer. And I don't know about you guys, but the idea of Liverpool losing potentially 1 or 2 of our forwards on a free, it doesn't sit well with me. Now look, the caveat of all of this is we're on the outside. We don't know the conversations that Jurgen Klopp or that Michael Edwards or that Julian Ward will have had with the guys. And, maybe everything is agreed, a framework is all agreed, but until that pen is put to paper, there is always the option of the players having their heads turned. So to me, it's starting to get very worrying, and I'm not surprised to see the likes of Bayern Munich being interested in Sadio Mane. Why wouldn't they be? He's an absolutely unbelievable top-tier footballer. So right now, I'm starting to get a bit worried. I won't lie. I was messaging fellow content creator friends of mine, and I won't say who they were, who obviously they aren't Liverpool fans, but they're, fairly clued up on football, and they genuinely didn't know the situation about our forwards. They couldn't believe when I said to them that Mane, Firmino, Salah, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain are all going into their last years. They made a joke about it, but I won't tell you what that joke is. It's not important. But it seems so odd to me that a club like ours, who have been so good about managing contracts, about renewing contracts and giving incentive-based contracts the players deserve for the job that they've done and the trophies they've won. Right now, I am getting worried because, look, I don't want to keep going over the same thing, because potentially we could be going into next season with two of our main five forwards gone. And that's without Divock Origi, who's going to move on in the summer. Looks like AC Milan. So what I would say is, let me know your thoughts. Are you as worried as I am about this? And look, I'm a worrier by nature, but I'm usually quite optimistic around the club and their contracts. But there's no part of me whatsoever that understands how and why, unless the club have a plan to refresh and bring in some younger players, how and why we have let this situation get to where it is. The Salah stuff in its own right has dragged on way too long. Again, we hope he signs, but you know what, folks? I have to be honest, the more and more this goes on, the more I think we could potentially lose one of these guys, and I don't want that to happen, because at 29 or 30, they've got plenty of years left in them. And I know that FSG have always had a thing about not really wanting to give long-term extensions to people who are hitting the age of 30 or thereabouts, but look at these guys, Salah, Mane, they're bulletproof. They don't really get injured, and they have played an ungodly amount of football with the AFCON and not really having a break. And then, of course, from Sadio's perspective, there's a World Cup year coming up as well. So I hope it gets resolved, but I just wanted to come on, just record a little something just to say that that interest is real from Sadio Mane, from Bayern Munich. And I would certainly urge the club to try their best to resolve this as quickly as possible and not let it become something that lingers over the summer. And, you know, the most worrying part of all of this to me is, in the summer, when the players go on their holidays, they go away with their families or whatever, it's very easy to have your head turned when you're not there with your teammates, you're not there with your manager, and you might be getting huge financial offers put your way, or told that you'll have a team built around you, or that you'll be a focal point. And if you're not feeling the love, or you're not feeling, I mean, I'll cast your minds back, those of you who are old enough to remember the Steven Gerrard situation. We won a Champions League in 05, and we're looking down the barrel of Steven Gerrard potentially leaving because he just wasn't feeling the love. So, you know, we live in this romanticized world as fans where we think our feelings are feelings that are similarly portrayed by the club towards players, and I don't know if they are. But what I would appeal to the club, if I can, to say, please get this sorted out as quickly as possible, because not only is it vital that we tie these guys down, but in the very worst case scenario, if we have to sell them, then surely Jurgen Klopp is going to need time and a plan, which I'm sure he has a worst case scenario plan worked out, to replace these guys and get us ready for next season. So look, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're worried in the comment section. And as always, if you can hit that subscribe button for me as well, that would mean a lot. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. We will be live on Twitch tomorrow. I'm recording this on the Friday. We'll be live tomorrow for the FA Cup watch along, starting from 3:45 p.m. Hope to see you guys over there, and I hope I haven't ruined your weekend. Talk soon. Bye bye.